Osteomyelitis. Why is it so hard to cure? That's right. What
was the name of that disease?
Osteomyelitis. Okay. Itis always means infection. Osteomyelitis means bone muscle infection. Bones. Where do they grow? Where do they elongate at? They elongate somewhere. The growth plate, right? What kind of fracture are you going to call social services on? Spiral. Diaper rash is caused by.
Yeah, you said the one you just said.
Spiral. Spiral. What's diaper rash caused by? Urine on the skin, but what's eating away at the skin?
Ammonia?
Yeah, it's the acid. Urine pH, acid. It has a very acidic pH. That's what causes breakdown in nursing homes and. Okay. In a patient who is not diabetic, what is the blood sugar level coming into the kidney? Yeah, it's normal, 180, 100, 120, it's normal. In a patient who is diabetic and they've eaten something, a candy bar or something, what is the blood sugar coming into the kidney? Yeah, and where will this some of this blood sugar end up? In the urine, right?
Did you say diabetic is 300?
Diabetic.
Okay.
What is the process of cartilage when it's turning into bone? What's the process called? Ossification. When the muscle is damaged and inflammation sets in, cutting off the blood supply, what is that called? When the muscle is damaged and it starts to swell and it cuts off the blood supply, what's that called? Compartment syndrome. Compartment syndrome.
Nasty, what you should do.
Maybe my other can't. That's the only video.
Medications that work on constipation and diarrhea actually work on what? What's the concept they work on? Yes, speed, like time. Speed of putting the contents through the whole GI system.
What was that?
Well, speed or time. Medications that work on constipation and diarrhea play around with what? The time that the stuff stays in there. Okay, if you have part of your small intestines removed, okay, it decreases the what? It decreases what for absorption of nutrients? Decreases. If you have part of your small intestines removed, it decreases the what for absorption?
Length.
Yeah, air, surface area, length, whatever. The muscle movement of fluid through your whole GI system. What is that? Peristalsis. What happens when you have very fast peristalsis?
Get diarrhea.
Yeah, what happens if you have very slow peristalsis?
Constipated.
Yep, becomes big. A colonoscopy is performed to find,
Cancer cells on polyps.
yeah, I want to say that's precancer. I don't really want to say cancer. How about precancerous cells? Gallbladder stores bile. What happens if you don't use your gallbladder?
Gallstones,
What do you have to eat to make your gallbladder work?
fat.
Fat. Okay, what are some of the signs of a gallstone? Pain across your shoulder blades, and what happens? What else? What's your poop look like?
Funky.
Yeah, it's like a clay colored, tan colored poop. Okay. If you keep getting stomach ulcers, gastric ulcers, stomach ulcers, what might they be testing? What might they test you for?
Bacteria.
Reflux.
H. pylori bacterial infection, the H. pylori. Okay, the contents of the stomach are going to be dumped in the small intestine, but they're too acidic. Something helps them out. What helps it out? The stomach contents, which are very acidic, are now going to be dumped into the small intestine. Yeah, what kind of pancreas have? Bicarb. Bicarb. About infections on the urinary system. Oh, urinary tract infection. We need two things to show positive for it to be a true infection. What are those two things? You have on the lab test. Bacteria and
Esterase.
leukoesterase. Leukocyte esterase. Bacteria leukocyte esterase. Yeah.
What was the second one, Luke, what?
Leuk, L-E-U-K, esterase, leukocyte esterase. What is the procedure called when they take a kidney stone and pulverize it through ultrasound, sound waves? Lithotripsy. Everybody's looking at me like they've never heard of any of this before, ever before. Lithotripsy. Okay. If you have blood in your stool and it's dark blood, where do you think it probably came from? It's black. It's black tarry. High up. What if it's bright red?
Low.
Down low. Is blood in your stool an early sign of colon cancer or late sign?
Late.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a late sign, all right.
What was the lead sign? Or
What's that?
what did they just say was the lead sign?
Blood in your stool is an early sign or late sign of colon cancer? Okay. Let's do some diabetes things. What are those little things in your pancreas called that secrete insulin? Islet cells. Okay, islet cells. All right. The one type, type 1 diabetes, okay, is when you don't have what? You don't have enough insulin. What's the other type of diabetes? When your insulin is,
This is okay, but you can't get it to the bloodstream.
yeah, it's defective in some way. The insulin is defective. You're making insulin, it's just defective in